the fuck up. That's all I gotta say. And I feel like I already said enough.
Yeah.
What's your take overall?
My take overall is that the last Iron Maiden album was shit. Come at me.
Welcome to another episode from Takedowns to Breakdowns with A&P, and today we're here to talk about Iron Maiden and a twist of events that has left me puzzled. So this week, Iron Maiden made the news first and foremost because David Crosby, famously of Crosby, Stills and Nash, called their music noise on Twitter. And then the Twitter metal universe went berserk and said, "Old man, what the fuck do you know? This is not noise. This is great music, blah, 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 blah."
And it wasn't just Iron Maiden fans, too. It was...
No, I think it was metal fans in general that took up arms because at that point, it was not just Iron Maiden that was being attacked. It was metal that was being attacked.
Yeah.
And then maybe 24 hours after that, Bruce Dickinson roasts somebody, not literally, but he roasted somebody during a show because they were smoking weed and he doesn't want anybody smoking at his shows. And then the internet went 180 degrees and turned on him, basically calling him the same things that they had called David Crosby, calling him old man, get the fuck out of here, I smoke if I want to, my body, my choice. That kind of shit went down. And I was like, holy fuck. They went from defending Iron Maiden to like, let's run them out of town. I don't think I've ever seen this happen to one band in that short period of time. It was quite incredible. And I started thinking about it, and I have different opinions about both events. But I really feel like this happened for a simple reason. When the first event happened, people that may not be fans of Iron Maiden came to their defense because of what Iron Maiden represents in that argument. And then those same fans that felt that Iron Maiden was representing metal and came into their defense turn on them because they're not really fans of Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
And they probably smoke weed at shows. And they're like, fuck, you're not going to kill my buzz.
But I also kind of feel like some of the Iron Maiden fans probably also.
I feel like the Iron Maiden fans will forgive Bruce Dickinson for whatever it is that Bruce Dickinson does. The guy is a pilot, right? He flies his own plane and shit. The guy could crash... Okay, I'm not going to say that joke, but you know what I mean? The guy could do something terribly wrong.
Okay.
And I think they would still find ways to excuse... Because if you're a diehard Iron Maiden fan, Bruce Dickinson telling you to stop smoking a joint at a show, that's not going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Okay? If you put up with the last couple of shitty albums that they've released, and you're still buying concert tickets, that is not going to be it.
You're already in some type of bad place as it is.
You're already in a cult. So at that point, you're in. You're in for the long haul.
Yeah.
So I don't think those guys were involved. I think it was more those periphery fans that felt the need to come to their defense because of what was at stake, that then turned coats and kicked them out of town for the whole weed incident. I think that's what created this incredible dynamic that happened with a day apart. It was like a day apart from each other. Even Jimmy Jasta from Hatebreed got involved.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, what the fuck? Who are you to tell people not to smoke weed at the show, whatever? Like,
exactly.
He got all up in arms.
Damn.
I guess the chance of Hatebreed opening for Iron Maiden on a tour has gone to waste.
I feel like he would break out a joint on stage just to show him one.
I don't think Hatebreed would ever open for Iron Maiden anyways.
Nah, I mean, weirder things have happened.
Yeah, but I don't see those two going on a tour together. I just don't. But anyhow, even he got involved. Even he thought that his opinion was important, and he gave it, regardless if people wanted it or not. But that's what Twitter's all about.
You know what though? I think it is important because you're another artist. Having fans.
Dude, but the Hatebreed fan base and the Iron Maiden fan base are worlds apart. I expect more to see a guy smoking a joint at a Hatebreed show than I do at an Iron Maiden show. Having said
that, dude, they smoke at any show. So...
That is true, and the Iron Maiden fan base has a lot of old guys that grew up at the time of the flower power, which also
everybody
was kind of smoking at that time.
And then they had to stop because it was illegal fully, and then now it's legal again. So
now let's break these two events separately. Let's start with the weed. Does the fact that the show was indoors change your opinion about
No, dude, people smoke weed in they vape, they do the pens, they smoke weed in any show. You're just gonna get it at any show. If the venue doesn't have a no smoking policy, they'll be smoking.
Now,
and even if there is a no smoking policy,
the excuse that's been put forward, which I'm not buying it, is that he doesn't want smoke because he had throat cancer. The smoke could damage his singing. Have you gone to an Iron Maiden show? You know how much pyro is there in an Iron Maiden show? You know, that pyro causes smoke. You know what I'm saying?
I guess he never barbecues at home. Because the barbecue will make smoke. I mean,
yeah, but the pyro too. Like there's
pyro is, yes.
like, I mean, like
the barbecue was probably like a different situation, but yeah, the pyro.
You're on a tour that has massive pyro at every single show.
That's true.
You know, whatever there's fire, there's smoke. You know, or whatever there's smoke, there's fire. Well, not necessarily, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that pyro causes a lot of fumes, even if it doesn't cause smoke. There's still fumes that come from it that I think would be way more damaging for the guy who's on stage where that same pyro is being used versus a guy who's smoking, I don't know, like 20 rows.
Yeah.
20 rows away from you. By the time that weed smoke reaches you, it's not
already diluted.
There's not even any smoke reaching you.
There's just the smell.
You're just seeing the puff of smoke in the distance. It's not even getting to you. Come on. Is it really worth stopping the show to tell a guy off?
It isn't, because that could have easily gone wrong. If that could have gotten wrong for him. If a bunch of the guys, if it was not just one guy smoking, like,
I just don't see the point in it. Like, it's not the first. And the other thing is, this is not the first time he's done this. He's done this multiple times. Like, what are you gaining by doing? Like,
you actually are not gaining anything.
Just go,
just go with the flow.
Just go with the flow. Whatever. I just
don't
feel
buy
like
it.
I just feel like it's so petty. You know, I feel like the excuses that are creating around it is just to excuse his behavior. But at the end of the day, it's just somebody who doesn't perhaps like weed, or who doesn't like people who smoke weed, or doesn't want people smoking weed around them or in his presence, whatever it is.
Just trying to make it.
And he's just using his platform to knock these people down. I think it's petty. I think it's petty. Like that's how it comes across to me. Especially when you're sitting there with fucking, I don't know how many thousands of pounds of pyro behind you burning night in and night out.
That's the thing that gets me. Like, yes, you know, the cancer thing, obviously it does bring something into it. So if there was no pyro or anything, I could believe it, and I could sympathize with him. The fact that pyro makes smoke, literally anything, the smoke is gonna be in his life no matter what. I just don't buy. I think he just doesn't like people who smoke weed, and the fact that they're at his show makes him angry. So he's gonna bully you while he's on stage. And since he has people who like the band and everything, they're also gonna bully you as a sign of
100%.
As a sign of just following like sheep.
Following the leader.
Yeah.
Following the leader. Now, going back to the original story of David Crosby saying that Iron Maiden is just noise, that to me also shows not that there's anything wrong with Iron Maiden at that point, because obviously all he did was play a show.
Yeah.
It's, you know, you like it or you don't. But that part of the story makes me feel what I've always felt about metal fans, which is most metal fans, and I don't want to generalize, but most metal fans are nothing more than a bunch of snowflakes. Like, dude, if somebody says that Iron Maiden is just noise, who the fucking cares? If you don't like Iron Maiden, don't listen to Iron Maiden. If I say to somebody, I'm going to go see insert name of band, and somebody says, oh, those guys are just noise, I think they suck. They haven't released a good album since they've been together as a band. I'm like, well, all right. Well, I'm going to have a good time.
Have fun staying at home.
Dude, it doesn't change my appreciation. You or somebody else not liking something I like doesn't change my life one bit. Why do metal fans? I feel like metal fans are perhaps the ones that are the most like this. Why do metal fans in general feel like everybody has to like whatever they like?
The funny part is, why couldn't they just do like what the meme community does and like just put underneath the post, "Who are you?" with like a question mark and like just a bunch of that shit. Like, why couldn't you just do something funny with it? You don't have to get angry. Just annoy the person, because I feel like when you get angry at a person, right next to when you annoy a person, something. It actually gets under your skin more. I think the annoying the person... I would rather you get angry at me than annoy the fuck out of me. Because annoying me gets me way more angry. So why don't you just do that? Just annoy him with like stupid shit in the comments, making fun of him and stuff like that, but in like a lighthearted way that kind of gets under his skin.
I know, but then Alex...
But no one thinks like that.
Alex Cholnick of Testament
tweeted... Alex Jones.
No, he was not involved in this discussion. Then Alex tweeted out to David Crosby saying that, you know, you have to watch them live. Maybe you've heard them like on record and it didn't hit you, but if you watch them live, the experience is different. But the question now is, maybe the guy smoking weed at the show was David Crosby, because he is a huge pot smoker. So maybe taking him to a show, this has gone full circle. Maybe taking him to a show is not a good idea because he probably would be puffing for the whole show just to make it through it.
I found that funny because it's like, maybe you should go to the live show, and then like not even 24 hours later, there's like the live show shows up and it's him making fun of weed smokers.
Yeah, so there's no way this guy would go. But anyways, so when Alex sent that tweet out, then people jumped on him for saying, "What are you saying? That they're only good live? Their records are amazing." Dude, people, relax.
Relax.
People have the right to have their opinions as much as you have the right to have yours. And this thin skin, this extremely thin skin that a lot of metalheads have, specifically those ones that are die-hard fans of certain bands. Insert Nightwish, insert Iron Maiden, insert Metallica, Guns N' Roses, whatever. Those big bands. Slayer, the list goes on. Judas Priest, the list goes on and on. You know, the die-hard fans of these bands, take a chill pill. They might be the next best thing since sliced bread to you. That doesn't mean they're the next best thing since sliced bread to everybody else. People like it, people don't like it. Their enjoyment or lack of should take nothing away from what you feel towards that band. Your relationship with their music, your relationship with what they've created, that is yours to keep. And it shouldn't be affected by what somebody that you've never met in your entire life thinks about that music one way or another. I never understood that train of thought. Like that idea, that mob mentality that, what, somebody said Slayer sucks? Let's get him! No, who the fuck cares? Like, you know what I
mean? Yeah.
I see this all the time in the microcosms, but I see this all the time in the comment section of our own videos and our own channel. When we criticize a band, or we make fun of a band, or we say something about a band, or a video, or a song, and people come in droves into the comment section, specifically like the simps, you know, like these bands that have...
they're band simps.
Yeah, the band simps. They come in droves because it's like, you know what they do? One guy sees the video or
then
whatever, they post it on their message board, post it on the message board, it's like, look what these people are saying about our favorite band, let's get them! Guys, like, really, like, who cares? People gonna like shit, people not gonna like other shit. Whatever, move on with your life.
Exactly.
It shouldn't affect what you feel and how you enjoy what that band gives you. It's as petty on one hand as it is on the other. Fans behaving that way towards what somebody said towards Iron Maiden is as petty as Bruce Dickinson going on stage and telling somebody to put their weed out. Like, really, just grow the fuck up. That's all I gotta say. And I feel like I already said enough.
Yeah.
What's your take overall?
My take overall is that the last Iron Maiden album was shit. Come at me. You know.
Yeah, but the last, beyond that one, like, I mean,
they've been pretty.
They've been pretty.
I don't know. I just wanted to say something that would get the haters.
They're a band that I think that right now they should stop releasing new music
because
and just do not reunion tours, just do legacy tours.
Yeah,
like, you know, is it the 20th anniversary of an album? Let's do a tour of that album. Is it the 30th anniversary of this other album? Let's do a tour on that album.
It's getting to the point where they're really watering down their sound, like in sense of enjoyment for the fans, especially for me. It's kind of been watered down.
And my biggest issue with bands like Iron Maiden, Judas, and I'm, once again, you love those bands.
There gets a point of time.
But it's starting to get pretty tiring for me when I look at some of the festivals and I see the same fucking 6-7 bands headlining every fucking festival. Is annoying. You know, move out of the way, old people. Give the new people a new chance to breathe in.
Not even that. Like, it's old people, but there's also old people who deserve to be there. So, like, move out of the way, old people, to give these other old people a chance.
Or younger people, too.
But, like, come on. I think the entire situation is just, you know, the metal community, not you know, a big part of the metal community, but, you know, that small, minute, snowflakey part. You know,
one thing I'll say.
It's just them being some bitches.
Before we go, I'll give credit to Iron Maiden for taking Lord of the Lost on tour.
Yeah.
Not many bands in their shoes would do that.
Yeah.
So kudos to them for taking a band like that. Not being Iron Maiden, and let's take Saxon on tour or another band that doesn't really need the extra publicity to go on tour with them. You know what I mean? So kudos to them for taking Lord of the Lost on tour.
Yeah.
That's where I want to end this.
Other than that, no one's in the right in this situation. The people hating on Crosby, people hating on Dickinson, him hating on the weed people, Crosby hating on the Iron Maiden people,
Crosby being a weed smoker. Now not going to a show anymore because if he's going to get called out, what's the point?
Yeah, like no one's in the right here. I think this entire situation was just people being bored and they're like, we need a reason to be mad. He said something about Iron Maiden. When was the last time you listened to Iron Maiden? Not in years. Fuck it. They're representing our community. It's like,
I don't know, the whole thing was just petty all around.
Yeah.
But even for Crosby to go on and tweet like, I mean, I feel like he was just taking this, like he was just having fun.
He was having fun.
He was just like, I'm just gonna piss off people.
I mean, the way people should have handled it is like I said, the way the meme community handled it, just annoy him. Don't like send him threats or be angry at him. Just annoy him. And being annoying, it does go farther than just being angry.
I
and
agree.
You can have fun doing it.
Yeah, and everybody can have a laugh.
Exactly.
And everybody can have a laugh. All right, guys, let us know your thoughts on this whole Iron Maiden fiasco that happened this week. Hit us up in the comment section of this video, and we'll see you all next week with another video.
See ya.